Okay, y'all, it says I'm live. I am just here doing an impromptu live because why the hell not? I'm sitting here at a truck stop right outside of, what is it? Albuquerque. Headed to deliver my load there in Texas. Thing is I'll get there 2 days early. They changed the time that I was supposed to have my load delivered. So here I am sitting here at this rest area, and I'll get there, and looks like I'll do another 34-second one in a week. But the thing is that only leaves one trip on this coming payday, which will put me in the hole on my check when I ran, constantly. So a little bit irritating. I can't believe they added another day to that load. And it's a Walmart load, so you can't deliver early. So how are y'all doing tonight? Lance? Let me see. That's probably better than being in the... Oh my God, in the southeast, they're really sucking in Florida. Jesus Christ. What was the death count up to 56 so far? I don't, I don't understand what gets in someone's head when there's a bad hurricane coming on. You know what? I think I'm going to have a hurricane party and rob these out. No. I mean, the ones that my heart goes out to is all those poor folks that, were in old age homes or stuff like that, and they had no way to get out, or people with diminished incomes. I mean, that's heartbreaking. But yeah, that storm was pretty damn gnarly. Kind of made me flash back to Katrina, because there's areas that people are just trapped in. And here in the United States, you should be able to get to someone. We got all these boats, all these rednecks with airboats and everything else. Come on, folks, get in there, get people out. What the hell, right? So anyway, I just figured I'd come on, do a little impromptu live tonight, say howdy to y'all. Let me telephone them on live. Hey, I'm live on YouTube if you want to come in and say hi to everybody on YouTube. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. I was telling some friends in Alaska that I was live on YouTube if they wanted to come in and shout at you. But anyway, no, it's, just kind of rough and sad. And it hit my property in Florida again. Both those last two big, I hope VLC will be better for you, considering they got their, let me see. Well, they might get their loads from Prime, but they're a little more selective on the loads they're getting from Prime. They're not just taking anything because they don't have to. And their average gross income to the truck is larger than Prime's average gross income to the truck for a solo driver. And, they don't overhire drivers for loads they don't have. So, and of course, I haven't worked there yet. I know people that have worked there, and know people that have worked for them. And they all had real positive experiences. But I also knew people that worked for Prime and I have had great experiences at Prime. I love Prime. But it's just time for something different. I'm going to miss my dispatcher. I'm going to miss my payroll lady. Prime has a lot of perks. And a lot of the perks I'll be able to have over at VLC because we have the same thing at Prime. That Prime has. It's part of their contract. Monday Fireside Chat. What's Monday Fireside Chat? beautiful. But anyway, no, let me see. Tennessee Trucker Girl. Okay, got it. I'm happy y'all make better money. I know you care for property me, but seems like they have their hired drivers. What are you talking about? And who are you talking to? I hope. Prime. You're talking about Prime's not a bad company. I'm still at Prime. And I'd still recommend Prime for anyone starting out in trucking trying to get their CDL. But I am looking forward to moving on to VLC. It's a smaller company. And they just, they do things differently. Hey Frank, how you doing, sweetheart? Another thing is, I want to, when they're bidding on some dedicated routes for Home Depot, going from Cali to Washington, and it's just back and forth, and I'm really hoping to get on. Now, if they get that account, I will be on that account. Will VLC have your truck governed at... Yeah, my truck will be governed at 65 for your first, I think it's 4 or 5 months, and then they put it up to 68. But since I'm always, that's why I'm hauling Prime Freight. But if I get on that other account, the governor will come off. But I don't go tearing up the road and blowing the money out my stacks anyway, as it were. Not that we have stacks, but you know what I mean. Because the faster you go, the lower your gas mileage. And I got to make this profitable. So, yeah, we'll still be governed. Now, if I would have went over to B&M, they help Prime Freight, they are not governed. They pull the governor off. No, they pull it off at 70. It's governed at 70. So I'll be 3 miles faster than Prime, 2 miles slower than B&M. And all I really need is, since most truck companies that do govern their trucks at between 58 and 65, I'll be able to go 3 miles an hour faster, so I'll be able to get around the slower trucks if I need to. Tennessee, I'm going to Prime. Hey, Frank. I think there will be a lot of suing of materials by trucks into North Carolina. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Raymond, how you doing, sweetheart? But, we just got to kind of wait and see what happens. And I can't give 100% what the future's going to be for me over there until I'm over there. But I am really wanting to get on that contract. Hans, how you doing? Who saw that Prime driver in Dallas take out a traffic light because he looked dumb to make a wife turn? Huh? Right. A Prime driver took out a driver in Dallas took out a traffic light because he took a dumb to make a right turn, is what I think you're trying to say. No, I didn't see it. What was it, on Bonehead Truckers or something? Yeah, I mean, that's one thing I have noticed. The standards of, how would you put this? Of who Prime brings in lately has lowered quite a bit. But that seems to be across the board. He went over the sidewalk instead of a wide turn. God, yeah, that just comes from inexperience and, I don't know, where was his trainer? Or he might have had a trainer like me, which was basically no trainer. my trainer was crap at Prime. Not my CDL trainer, my TNT trainer. Worst experience of my life. You know, so yeah, that was a little bit crazy. There's going to be a lot of great when the longshoremen return off their strike. I didn't know they were on strike. Yeah, I guess there probably will be. There'll be a backup of it. But it's probably not going to go to Prime because, let's face it, our freight's food. And I'm sure if they're on strike and their stuff is going to be like TVs, computers, crap like that. Let's see. Your last trainee was a good reason to leave. My last trainee's why that was my last trainee. I will never train again. And of course I'm leaving Prime now, so it doesn't matter. I won't train for another company. Almost as bad as Click at Prime, who went on the road the wrong way, right? Total East Coast and Gulf Coast. Yeah, evidently Trucker Todd tried to get on at Prime and he couldn't because of his accident, unfortunately. I didn't even realize it. And then I remembered him talking about that on his channel. But he might be going to work at VLC, I'm not sure. He was talking to me about it, but he never got back with me. He was supposed to get back with me, but we'll see. Let me see. Oh, I did the application today, talked to him on the phone. There are several things that he didn't like about it, but they may be the only option. Well, dude, if they're your only option, don't come. They're a good company. You know, and that's another thing. A lot of people need to learn to gauge their expectations and understand where they are and who they are before you blow your shit up. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, this company might not work for one person and it might work for another. You know, there's usually a good fit for everyone out there. You just have to figure what's the good fit for you. You know, and you gotta kind of curtail your expectations and have reasonable expectations of a company when you go there. Now, if they don't meet your expectations, you shouldn't go there. But if you keep your expectations way too high, you may never find a job. Trucker Todd made a video yesterday saying he's suspending his channel. He looked depressed. That's sad because I didn't see his deal. It's rough. I mean, you know, you get in that accident and then you know, I mean, that's got to be rough. Because there's all these second chance companies out there, but they don't pay piss. You know what I'm saying? So you really have to manage your expectations. Do I have a good connection, y'all, or do I keep losing you guys? Because I notice I am just down to 2 people, and I'm never down to 2 people. But, like I said, you just have to really manage your expectations, right? Oh, I'm okay? Well, darn. People must be just hating on Mother Trucker tonight. They're like, bitch, we over you. Click, click, click. And they're taking off. I know this isn't my normal night or my normal time, but since I was pulled over, I figured, what the hell, I'm going to just say hi to everyone real quick. But, no, I'll tell you though, the closer I get to my switchover date, the more nervous I get. I am not a job hopper. I don't go from one place to another, to another, to another, to another. You know, that's just not how I'm built. Um, we love you. Oh, you're so sweet, OTR Vic. You know, the thing is I'm really looking forward to this new company, but at the same time, I'm nervous. And I wouldn't be so nervous if that jackass went to backed into my truck. Because now we got a lot more moving parts. Before it was come in, you switch everything over to the new company, you move your truck payments over to on the Pearl. They got to sign the book, take my truck payment out of my settlement every week and give it to Success. So, and that's it. But now I'm coming in and I have to get the truck into the shop, the body shop, get her worked on. Then I got to send her over to Stripes and stuff to get the graphics redone on the side. You know, there's a lot of moving parts that got to happen during that time. Plus all the insurance paying. They're paying Prime to do the repairs, my insurance company. Then they got to pay Stripes and stuff. Then we also got to get the new deals, DOT numbers, switch plates. I got to pull out the Prime camera system. I got to pull out that test tablet I'm doing. I do have my Qualcomm in. I'm not sure if they're going to pull that out. But the thing is, at BLC, while I'm hauling Prime freight, I got to have the Qualcomm in there where they can track the loads. But I'll be doing my logs on my phone evidently. I didn't like that, but that's how they do it. So there's a lot of moving parts that got to happen. That makes me nervous. Just stay calm your nerves, baby. I know, but it's a lot because, you know, I don't like, I like adventure, and that's one thing I like about the new company, BLC. I'll be able to do Alaska freight if I want. I'll be able to do Prime freight if I want, if they get that contract. But it's all within the same company because they partner with Prime. They partner with Carlisle. If y'all are familiar with Carlisle from Ice Road Truckers. So there's lots of different opportunities within that company where Prime is very limited on the opportunities. And also they're willing to listen and look into new opportunities, like I eventually want to get into RV hauling, and they're open to that. And that's one thing I like about that company. And I might start my own RV hauling company down the road. So I just got to wait and see how it all shakes down. So I'm kind of excited about it, like I said. Nervous at the same time, but I think it's really, you know, it's going to work out fine. And if I get over there and I see it's worse, I just got to stay my course for 2 years, get my truck paid for, and then I can do whatever I want to do. But I don't think they're going to be worse. I've talked to people that drive for them. I know the Fords themselves, Liz and Brad, they're real nice, good people. They're just down to earth. They'll sit there and BS with you forever. They'll definitely, they want to keep you happy, and that matters to me. I'm nervous about starting with Prime and driving it a new adventure for me after a career. You know, that's so funny, Frank. My student before, the crazy guy, he worked for the railroad for years. I mean, he was with the railroad like 20-something years. And he's doing good at Prime. He was awesome, smart guy. His name was Robert. Just good driver. So, yeah. And then there's another guy, I'm trying to remember remember where I know him from, that also was with the railroad and then became drivers. I don't know what it is with 33 years for you. Yeah, that's a long time. I was talking to someone else that also has that time with the railroad. I don't know what it is with the railroad that everyone's jumping ship and becoming truck drivers, unless they're just getting burnt out. And with Robert, that was kind of what he did. He was burnt out with the railroad, wanted something different. And he had driven trucks before, and he is actually a really good driver. He did wreck my truck. He wrecked the Pearl. But he was just rusty. But once he got the hang of it again, he was really good, and I was really happy with him. People in Tanker make most money. No, they do not make the most money at Prime. They make the least. No. People in Tanker, I'm sorry, they make the least at Prime. The very least. It goes, how did Prime put it? Okay, reefer number one, flatbed, and then Tanker makes the least. And intermodal, I believe, even makes more than Tanker. So that's just, now that's at Prime. That does not mean at other companies. I heard, like George, which was another one of my students, he started doing Tanker at another company, and he made way more than he made at Prime as a reefer driver. Flatbed, I hear almost everywhere, but at Prime, I heard flatbed and Tanker both make more than reefer or dry van. But at Prime, it's different. In fact, I remember when they were talking about doing Christmas incentives, like you could have a chance when they stopped giving real bonuses. We used to get Christmas bonuses. Then they start going, we're giving you a chance to win a truck or something. You know, and you're like, really? And the people that weren't qualified to be in that pool were the Tanker drivers or the flatbed drivers. They just said, you know, you're not as important to us. And that's one thing that kind of bothered me. Once you start telling your drivers that you don't care if they stay with the company or they're not that important to you, I have a problem with that. Because you're making money off our backs. Everyone at Prime Tanker, flatbed, they should be equally as important to you. Flatbeds are very labor intensive for us older folks. Yeah, I imagine flatbed would be hard, and I'm right with those older folks because I'm one of those older folks. You know, yeah, flatbed would be, it's rough. It's hard work. And to me, you should be making more in flatbed and Tanker than you do as a reefer driver. Reefer drivers, we got it good. Now, personally, I'd love to be dry van. And if at the new company they get that contract running loads from Cali to Washington and then putting them on barges to go out to Alaska, that's going to be perfect for me. You just turned 59. Frank, and you calling yourself old? I turned 59 in November. I'm a 65 model. It was a great Mustang too. The Mustang convertible in 65 was nice too. So yeah, the one dude on YouTube that does Prime Tanker clearly is making good money. Look at the tattoos he has bought. Yeah, he might be making decent money, but he's not making as much as a reefer driver. That's just a fact. 65 model here. Right, Frank, it was a damn good year. November of 65. Yeah, I will be turning 59 in November. And see, y'all, you know, I know some of you go, oh, well, she's just bullshitting because she's a reefer driver. Listen, I'm here for y'all. I'm just giving you facts. Someone else can blow smoke up your ass all you want it blown up there. I'm going to tell you how it is and what the numbers are here at Prime. And at Prime, tanker and flatbed do not make as much as reefer. That is just a fact. You can want it to be different all you want. But the facts are the facts. Period. If you want different facts, you want to fantasize that it's different here at Prime, go ahead. I don't care. But the fact is no, they don't make as much. Do I think it's fair? No. And I'm fixing not to be at Prime here in less than 2 weeks. But that doesn't make Prime a bad company. I will always refer people to Prime to start their careers, to get their CDLs. Their training program is not second to anything. Money has always been where the money is in trucking next to the hut. Money is where the money is. You're absolutely right. And in most places, the money is better. Prime is cutting back on senior citizens drive. No, they're not. It may be good to find another company. No, Prime is not age discriminatory at all. As long as their drivers are safe and making money, they're keeping them. Plain and simple, there's 80-year-olds driving at Prime. So as long as they can pass their health evaluation and everything, they'll keep them. And I support that. That you will be able to serve your truck. Yes, I'll still be able to service my truck at Prime as long as I am driving with a company like BLC or BLM or Wilson, any of those trucking companies that have big contracts at Prime. Part of our perks is like over at BLC, I get 90% of my load. What my load is, 90%, as opposed to the 72 that Prime offers. Plus, I get all the fuel discounts. I don't pay for trailer rentals. I get the use of the mechanics, the body shops, the express bays, everything. Just like I did when I would do right now, being a person at Prime. And listen, I'm not trying to rain on anyone's parade. Some drivers can't push away from the ho-hos and get forced into it. You are so right. Honestly, I was one of those drivers that could not push away from the ho-hos. All you got to do is go back and look at my old videos where I was big as a house. It is, and that is a big thing, Boise. That is a big thing with drivers. Gaining weight, not getting in shape. And now I work very hard to stay in shape. Breeze in today will have to work our asses off for the rest of our lives. The older we get, the harder it is to stay in shape. But I was at that, let me see, Breezy. I'm 65 years old. As shit, I own a pumping company and still work my ass off. Absolutely. You know what? As long as you take care of yourself and you keep working, I believe you're going to live longer, and studies show that you'll live longer. People that start now in trucking, though, it's a very sedentary lifestyle. Like, I have a workout bike. I have workout equipment on my truck. I work out every day. But I have to, and some days it is so hard because you're tired. You went that shift. You didn't sleep great the night before. And you just have to make the most of every day. Because they say people that have a lot of, now let's say you get to retirement age. Once you retire, if you do not replace it with volunteer work or something, maybe you've always wanted to travel in your retirement, like you want to do the RV life, or you want to go to art shows, or you want to show dogs or show horses, but you have something to replace that daily work, you're going to live longer. People who have pets that take care of their pets live longer. Because people that lose, let me see, Frank, reason today would we will have to work our asses off for the rest of our lives. I will live on salads and turkey sandwiches. I will, right? So, are you still doing RV hauling? Now, yes, I will start doing RV hauling, but I'm going to wait until my truck's paid for. That's why I'm going over to BLM and BLC, I mean, and they might open a division for that there, and that's the other thing about this company. They look at the drivers as resources, valuable resources, and they listen to you, and they're figuring out new avenues to bring in money to the company. Well, me and Washington State have no state income tax. Yeah, I'm going to be putting, and that's another thing you might think as truck drivers, where to park your CDL. And thank you, that is valuable. Neither does Florida. They don't have a state income tax. And Texas doesn't. I'm going to be parking my CDL in Alaska because they have a lot of benefits. Well, they got to be a catch to that 90%. That is a big jump from 72. Yeah, it's a huge jump from 72%. And their weekly average, their weekly gross average is higher for solos, is higher than the weekly gross average at Prime. And the per mile average is way higher than what I've been making. I'm only going to have, because they switched the drop-off date there at Prime, it's going to, I'm only going to have one load on this payday, and it's only for $2,500. So I'll have had a gross for the week of $2,500. But it would have been a gross of $6,000 something, but they switched the drop date. And everyone's like, well, then, it'll show up on the next check. Yeah, with 2 spare days of setting, doing another 34. So that's money that you're just not going to recapture. So that really pissed me off when they changed the date after I took the load, accepted the load. I would not have accepted the load. Alaska pays you to be yes, it's called the PFD, Permanent Fund Dividend Checks. They're once a year, and some years they're $1,500, some years they're $12,000. It just depends on how much gold, how much oil, and the natural resources that they tuck in that year. And also, for people wanting to start businesses, they can put in for grants through Alaska. I had some friends that started a daycare, and they bought them a building. They gave them a grant to buy a building and everything else to start their daycare, because they were able to show Alaska their business would be good for the state. So, I mean, there's just, and it created jobs and also helped people that, they needed daycares in Alaska. So you might want to put in a gym. You might be able to get a grant for it. Depends on the materials and resources, absolutely. So, there's all kinds of opportunities in Alaska. There's all kinds of supplemental incomes you can apply for. Also, I'm wanting to get in because I'm wanting to do the land grants and go for bidding on properties in Alaska. And you can get them for pennies on the dollars. Then you can put in dry cabins, make rentals, or flip them. So, it's just all... Alaska has a lot of opportunities. They got a lot of beautiful resources. It's just beautiful up there. They will give you land for homesteading, don't they? Okay, now you get land for pennies on the dollar for homesteading. They quit the actual homesteading where you could just go stake a claim and not pay anything back in the 80s. But they still have the program open, but you actually pay pennies on the dollar and the state will actually finance the land. How much till you own your own truck? I will have my truck paid off in 2 years, but I'm going to probably pay it off early. I'll probably pay it off in about a year and 4 to 6 months. I'll pay, I'm just going to be building up my emergency fund. And when my emergency fund hits the point of payoff, I'll pay it off. And then I will work a little bit longer because I want to pay off that 1-ton dually I bought, using a paid off truck. That way when I go into RV transport, if they don't, but I'm also looking at maybe driving those Alaska runs for them for a while after I paid this truck off and park the Pearl, because I want to use her for RV transport and use her and choose my retirement plan. So, we'll see. But I do want to kind of get settled up in Alaska and start my homestead there. I want to put a food truck up there. I'm going to start a sawmill and stuff like that. Like I said, there's so many. The dude on YouTube that has a fish aquarium in his rig is great. I don't know, that sounds kind of cool. I mean, if that fish aquarium works for him, but how does he keep it from sloshing? And you guys, if you're truck drivers, you've been in these trucks when stuff's like, it gets crazy. Some of these roads, and I don't care how slow you're driving. What is the RV company name, and can I make? You can make serious money hauling RVs. I mean, I'm telling you, if I didn't own the Pearl, if I wasn't paying on the Pearl, I would jump over to RV transport because I'd make way more doing RV transport than I would as a regular truck driver. There's huge money in it. But I'm not giving up this truck because I want to use it in RV transport. I want to do what they call tow and haul. And it's where, where our fifth wheel is on the back? They eliminate that. They put a bed on the back, a flatbed, and you put one RV up on the flatbed and you tow one on the ground behind. And it's called tow and haul. And it's really, really good money. And that's what I want to do with the Pearl. So, yeah. And if you want to do non-CDL driving, like just towing one behind your 1-ton truck, and it doesn't even have to be a dually, you can do that too and make seriously good money. So it's just all in what you want to do. So if you want to go into RV transport, I would try either Wave Express, Synergy, Indiana Transport. There's a lot of good companies out there. And you could also do what they call drive away. And what that is maybe you just own a little minivan, right? You go to Indiana, they'll hook up tow bars to your vehicle, and you tow it behind a drivable RV. So you drive that RV and you deliver it. Then you get in your little cart and you go back, you pick up another one and you do that. Not everyone's going to spend like I spent $65,000 on my truck. You live in Phoenix, Arizona now. Awesome. Where are you working? Are you Saul, do you have a CDL? Are you a truck driver there? Because there's a few opportunities in Phoenix. One of them is, let me see, Joyride Logistics. Yeah, is delivering big rigs. And one of their terminals is there in, it's called Truck Movers. So if you want to do that, you can look into that as an opportunity. You know, there's all different ways to use your CDL. And if you don't have a CDL and don't want to get a CDL, you can still do RV transport. Oh, that must be rough. $1,400 a week. Yeah, I could not work for that. That would be rough. Of course, my coming paycheck's going to be in the minus, so you want to talk about rough. Do you carry extra water on your rig in case of... Yes, I do. I carry water, I carry extra food, and I am a bit of a prepper, so yes, absolutely. Company driver, yeah. There's a company that my nephew works for, OCX or something. He's making between $2,500 and $3,500 take home a week, company driver. And he's home every night. It's a day cab. He hauls doubles or triples. But I thought about going to work for them, but then again, you know, it's not where I want to be. I want to get this truck paid for, and, you know, I just don't want to do a company job. Let me see. My sister-in-law has told me, let me look, and I'll tell you. Because you're in the right, you know, they have a company in California. They're all over the nation. Let me take, someone sent me a text. Let me look and see. My sister-in-law, I've asked her, and it should, if I can find her on my phone. I know she sent me that. Okay, just a second. Let me find. I found her deal. I'm going back through the text. XPO is the name of the company. And you can, I think it's XPO Transportation. So if y'all are interested in doing that, it pays really good, but you are going to be in a company position. You're going to have to do, at Prime, I made $4,200 a week average. Yes, but that's not there anymore. I used to make, as a trainer at Prime, I used to take home between a bad week, real bad week, 5,000 something. A good week up to 12,000. Average around 7,500 a week take home after all my expenses. Those days are gone at Prime. And as a solo, I used to take home around 2,800 to 3,500 a week. And I think my best week was 9,000 something as a solo. So yeah, I'm sorry, those days are gone at Prime. Will they come back? Maybe. Let me see. Night. Good night. Oh, good night, Frank. I'm glad. Don't forget, we'll be live on Wednesday. This guy is a yellow snake. A crumb. Total eyes. Who's that? Who are you talking about? Hello. He ain't making 42. He might, you know, I mean, Prime used to be really, really good money. He could be making that. Maybe 1,200 if it's rigged. Right. But if you guys are wanting a good company paying job, it is XPO. But remember, you're working a company job. Like I said, if I weren't wanting to be able to go the freedom to go all over. Now that's a local job too. You're home every night. I don't mind doing a dedicated route for a little while. But I want to get to where the reason RV transportation, that'll let me go up to Alaska, that I didn't make that back in 21, 22. There was really good money at Prime at one time, back during the middle of the pandemic and everything. We were making really good money. But I haven't seen that in over a year. You know, I mean, still it's good money. I mean, you could easily, Jim C only runs 6-hour days. He takes 6 days off every 3 weeks and still makes a living. So who knows? Okay, Jim C runs more than 6-hour days. I know that. Because he has to get the freight where it has to be on time. He does not take 6 days off every 3 weeks. Not at Prime. I mean, I have to talk to him. I could be wrong. But I know the 6-hour days isn't true. He can't. He can't get the freight where it needs to be in time. So, who knows? I mean, honestly, I'm not defending Prime. I know what we used to make and I know what we make now. We're doing a couple thousand a week after expenses, except for every once in a while. I don't know, it's hit and miss. The past couple of weeks, I had after a $300 week, a $500 week, and I'll have nothing this week. The weeks before that was $2,000, $2,800, $2,500. It's just not that consistent, and I need it to be more consistent. Did 1 year, 6 months, no home time at Prime as a homeless Prime truck driver. Yeah, trust me, I know. I worked at Prime in my almost 4 years at Prime, I've had 1 home time. Now, in between leases, I took time off to go get gastric sleeve, to go get my facelift, and stuff like that. But other than that, I've only had 1 home time. And that's it. And that was for 4 days, 5 days. And that's after I bought my house in Arizona, and I have not had a home time there since. I am going to be taking a home time. Who keeps texting me? I am going to be doing a home time and going to... I'm on watching, not sure how to connect. Just a second. Hey, sweetie, how you doing? I am going to be taking a home time and going to Alaska. Hey, John, how you doing, sweetheart? I'm going to be taking a home time and going to Alaska here in the end of November and the beginning of December. My plane ticket was paid for when I was going to go last year, and I didn't end up going. They said I could reuse the ticket, so I'm going to be doing that. I got to rebook it. But because I'm changing over to the new company, I need to talk to them, see when it's going to be best. Because also when I'm down there, I'm going to see someone down there. And I am going to also try to switch my license to Alaska while I'm down there and stuff like that. So, a lot going on. Hey, John, if you can hear me right now, I'm looking at your deal. Text me real quick if you're not able to put it onto the screen. Text me that you can hear me and hear what I'm saying. So anyway, like I said, and the reason, and also if y'all are watching and your comments aren't coming on, it's for one of 2 reasons. One, you're being an asshole and I blocked you from the channel. You think you can post. And the other one, you have to be a subscriber to the channel, and you can't be a subscriber if you do not subscribe to YouTube. And it's free to subscribe to YouTube. You can hear me, awesome sauce. Okay, I'm talking to someone real quick. Y'all, please be patient with me. Okay, listen, if you want to be able to participate in the conversations on YouTube, you have to go to join kind of like starting a YouTube channel, but you're not. And then you can start commenting after you subscribe to the channel and stuff like that. So feel free. And after I'm done with this live, I'll give you a shout. So anyway, guys, like I said, I am going to be taking a home time going down there. I still have my place in Arizona, but ultimately I am moving back to Alaska. But I am going to maintain my home in Arizona as well as in Alaska. But Alaska is really going to be my primary residence because there's so much opportunity. Like I said, I want to do a food truck up there. I'm going to homestead up there. I'm going to start buying properties, putting dry cabins in, renting them, doing Airbnbs down there. I want to do Northern Lights tours and stuff like that. And another thing, hey John, do you know, I'm thinking the Ice Carving Championships late November, early December, is that right? Or am I wrong? Or is that in January? You know, for the World Ice Carving Championship, do you remember? And that's another thing they have every year. I used to take my kids to it every year when they were little, is people would come in from all over the world there in Alaska and do the World Ice Carving Championships, and that is so badass. And they would set things up for kids too, like these little slides you can go down, and these little bowls, ice bowls, you can put them in there like baskets and you spin them, and the sculptures are all lit up. It's really cool, y'all. I mean, you really got to check it out. But like I said, there's so much opportunity there, and that's one thing that doing the RV transport can afford me. I can be hauling RVs to Alaska. Is Abacus... Okay, Abacus at Prime, they do my LLC every year. I do not use, and I let them go over my statements and send everything to me every week. Oh, around February, well then I'll miss it because I'm going to take my home time. But I might even come back up in February. We'll see, John. We'll talk about it when I come down there. Abacus at Prime. The thing about Abacus is, and they'll flat out tell you, they'll go, we're really conservative. We're not going to use all of your deductions that you're allowed because, you know, they want to be conservative. I'm sorry, I want to pay as little as I can on my taxes, but I always do everything above board and legal. But I want to pay as little as I can. Abacus is good for certain things like your LLC, establishing it, managing it for you. There's a few services they offer that I avail myself of, but I do not use them for my taxes. The lady who does my taxes is the same one who did the taxes for my businesses before I was a truck driver and the governor shut us down. I had a couple companies and I had employees, and she managed it real well, and so I've always used her. And it just carried over when I became a truck driver. I kept using her, although my account isn't as huge as it was when I had 16 employees and ran, you know, 2 companies. So, but, you know, because she did do my taxes for all those years, she continued with me as a truck driver. So, you know, that's just how that went. So, would I use Abacus to start if you don't have anyone else? Yes. Let them establish your LLC for you unless you just want to do it yourself. They're just good for certain things, but you will definitely be paying 10 times what you'd be paying in taxes. Plain and simple. You know, you're not going to do the best on your taxes. So I like using an accountant that really can go after things and do your books and help you pay as little as you can, you know. So that's just me. So let's see, what else do we got? Any good for taxes? Yeah. Vic, are you coming to work at Prime? And haven't you been driving a truck longer? I mean, you're not a newbie driver, are you? How long have you been driving, Vic? Let's see. I saved 90,000 at Prime and plans to do. Okay, so you saved 90K at Prime. And if you're living on your truck, honestly, that kind of money is easy to save. And you're doing nose surgery soon. Why? What's wrong with your nose, sweetheart? I'm sure you're absolutely devastatingly handsome. I was asking for a friend that wants to go to Prime. Yeah, well, to start, when you first get it, it's very convenient to use Abacus because you can turn around and get your LLC set up, and they have a lot of services that when you first get on, it's good, and then you're going to want to use your own accountant for tax purposes, for filing. Abacus also is set up where if you're paying into your emergency fund, they'll start paying your quarterly taxes for you. But I have found that you're not going to pay near as much if you use an outside accounting firm. You're just not. And Abacus will tell you that flat out too. But they are very convenient in the fact that they have access to everything there at Prime. So you just have to look and see what you think and what works for you. You know, but that's just my advice. You can take it for what it's worth to you. I don't know everything, trust me. I don't drive that used to have our own companies, not truck driving companies. But Abacus was very for me, so I did use them. Okay, let's see. Agency. Boise Biscuit. Let's see. Okay, guys. Well, you know, I'm going to get off here for right now. I really enjoyed spending some time with you guys tonight. Don't forget, we have our normal lives on Wednesday night, and we're usually pretty busy on those lives. But thank you for spending this time with me. I was kind of been upset over this load and then bumping it out 2 days and kind of screwing me on my paycheck. But if you are thinking of getting your CDL, please come to Prime. And also look up Freight Skater, because and use his referral code. He's still at Prime, but go on over to his channel, and when you come to the company, you'll have a good support network with him there. I've never quite really got into the whole referral code thing, or trucking along with Kirsty, because she will literally, you'll have her number, you can call her day or night. It's a great resource if you're thinking of coming to Prime and coming into trucking. Like I said, I won't be there. You can still come into the lives and ask me any questions you want, or leave things down in the comments, because I do know a lot about Prime because I've been here for years. But like I said, my life's kind of going in a different direction. So come on over. So anyway, guys, I will see you guys on Wednesday night. We've been for an hour for an impromptu live. It's not too bad, right? My throat's kind of hurting, y'all. So lots of love. Please treat each other with kindness, love, and respect, and all my truckers and truckerettes out there in Trucker Nation. Lots of love. Keep the shiny side up. Keep the rubber on the road. Until next time, Miss Mother Trucker out.